So UFC 290 is in the books. What's up, y'all? Wanted to give a quick reaction to the card. Volkanovski, man, pound for pound number one, looking amazing, finishing Yair Rodriguez in the third round. I thought he did an amazing job of establishing his grappling early in the first round, and I think that he was able to mix that in, that once they got back on the feet, Yair had to be weary of that, and it made closing the distance a lot harder for him. You could see that even when he was throwing his kicks, he was doing it off of his back foot and having to circle out because Volk was actually kind of standing flat-footed and coming forward at him. He was much less mobile, and he was actually making it harder for Yair to fight him from distance because Volkanovski could just close in on him and grapple off of the kicks. I thought he did a really good job. The headbutt sucks because I thought that he was starting to open Yair up with the hands, and the finishing sequence was really cool, but, you know, haters are going to say, oh, headbutt. Volkanovski was up 3 rounds, so I don't think that you can hang your head too much on the headbutt. Congrats to Volk, man. I want to see him fight Islam again, but at the same time, the title picture at lightweight is kind of muddy, so you could do it, but it's also Charles versus Islam would be. I don't know how they're going to do that, but there's a couple of good fights you can make there. If he does defend at 145 again, I guess Topuria, that would be a fun fight, but I see Volkanovski having no problem getting through a guy like Topuria. In the co-main, Moreno, man, he was on the brink of freaking death and came back and made it a good fight, but Pantoja able to gut it out. He in the later rounds, he really kind of started to run away with it with the back control and things like that, but he had to go through hell to get there, man. At some points, it looked like Moreno was going to finish him. That was a really good back and forth fight, man. Pantoja, he's got Moreno's number, I guess, because Moreno had the chance to get him out of there, and I thought that he could have, but he was able to gut it out, and he makes that flyweight title picture really interesting because a couple of those guys have traded wins. It's crazy that Askar Askarov has beat a couple of these guys, and he's not even in the UFC anymore, so I don't know who's going to get the next shot there. Maybe Albazi because he beat Kai Kara France, but it'll be interesting to see what they do at flyweight. Moving on to my boy Robert Whittaker. Holy man, Dricuss, I disrespected him so much in my predictions video. I said that Robert was going to smoke him. I said that there was no way that Dricuss does anything to him, and he looked huge out there. Credit to him for what he did, not taking it away from him, but he looked massive compared to Whittaker, and when he put his paws on him, man, it showed the size difference because he was hurting Whittaker with everything he hit him with on the ground and on the feet. And it's funky, man. It's very funky looking. It's not what you're going to teach people as far as technique, but Pleciss, man, he got it done. He looked good. Izzy in the cage was so fucking cringe. Izzy, every time he tries to get a reaction out of somebody, whether it's the frozen lines or I don't keep scores, I settle it. Izzy sucks at that stuff, to be honest. I wish he wouldn't do that. The rest of the card, Turner and Hooker had a heck of a fight. It was a good back and forth, and Hooker showed that he's still got a little bit of chin left and that he's a gutsy veteran, and I think he's got some more fun fights he can have with the upper guys at lightweight. There's a few guys there who I think that if you match Hooker up with him, he'd have a fun fight. Bo Nickal showing off clean hands, quick. Just stepping in and out of range, perfect, evading and getting it done. That was, has he been touched yet? He's an interesting prospect, man. I want to see him against somebody who's got some credentials just so we can understand on what level he's on, because the guys he's fighting we're not really familiar with, so it's hard to tell where to really put him. People are saying, match him up with Hamzat and things like that, but I don't know about that. I want to see him against a good, maybe top 15, maybe someone like that, someone who can, show that they're on the UFC level and that Bo is capable of beating that person. Because so far, who Bo has beat, it's been impressive, but it's not really given us a good idea of what his skill level is yet. Robbie Lawler with the 38-second finish of Nico Price. That was sick. As far as the rest of the prelims, I kind of caught in late, so I didn't get to catch all the fights. I'll catch up with them, and if there's any good clips or anything like that, maybe we'll throw some highlights up. But tough later this week. I'm gonna get back to reacting to the episodes, Other than that, I'm going to start coming up with other things, maybe tier lists, stuff like that in the future. And so if you guys like this content, just, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll keep it coming. Forward Pressure coming at you.